You're too kind. Obviously, they had a well-rested weekend also. Listen, Mother's Day was yesterday. I don't know how you spent yours. Happy belated Mother's Day. I didn't brush my teeth until 9 o'clock at night. Exactly. Suzanne, you dig what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
It's like the best day ever.
And it rained all day, so it was perfect.
It rained all day here in New York. I stayed upstairs in my room and I had my nephew and my son hustling for me. I need another water. Make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know what? Forget the peanut butter and jelly. Just take the spoon in the goober and bring it up. Bring me 2 spoons of goober, please. Can you bring me some moisturizer? I did get up and take a shower, but I put a robe back on. I didn't put a wig on, no makeup. And I forgot all about my teeth until 9 o'clock at night. It was the best day ever. Best day ever. And I want to shout out to the organization Fierce NYC. I had a wonderful time at your ball over the weekend. Me and the Glams, we all went to the ball. Who is that tramp? We went to the ball. Shout out to the whole LGBT community as well. I gotta tell you something. It was really something. Andre Leon Talley and Sandra Bernhard were the hosts. Naomi Campbell. This woman is so stunning. Forget the magazines. When you see her in person, Naomi was there. The crowd went wild. Marc Jacobs, the designer. How you doing? Everybody was there. I appreciate all the love. We had a great time. And then after that, we went to Catch for dinner. And so shout out to everybody that we saw there. And then I went to Brooklyn for dessert. And then I got home. And then what did I do the next day? I went out too. Anyway, it was a very, very well-rested. Oh, you know what? So my nephew and my son, they're like, Aunt Wendy, you work so hard and you're going through so much. They're very compassionate, if you know what I'm saying. And so they're like, we want to take you shopping. And you know, I'm grown, I'm thinking Saks, you know. Or maybe Annie Says or Marshalls or something like that. Oh no. They're like, we're gonna take you where we shop and you can handle it. So we went to this place in Manhattan called Two Below. Shout out to everybody who was there. It's where all the sneakerheads go. Now, if you've got kids, boy or girl, and they're sneakerheads, you will be the coolest mom ever if you show up in some Supreme gear. It's very rare. It's as rare as a Catherine Malandrino skirt. But you pair it and you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mark over there at Two Below. You're a wonderful salesperson. And I'll see you all again soon. Shout out to the sneakerheads. You all sure do pay a lot for your sneakers and gear. Dennis Rodman, I mean, what to say? You know, we were gonna do this story on Friday on Hot Topics. We ran out of time and I was upset about that. All over the weekend, I know you saw it on your local newscast, Dennis Rodman and the shoplifting scandal. You're familiar? Yes. Well, there's more to the story because we've got inside track. The store owner called the Bureau. Oh. You won't see that on the Eyewitness News. Okay, so here's what happened. Last week, you might have heard Dennis Rodman and some friends walked into a yoga studio. It was a man and 2 women who were with him. They're claiming, the store owner is claiming to the Bureau that Dennis was reeking of alcohol and the crew, and also claims that Dennis allegedly was there to distract employees while a woman stuffed items in her purse. And while she was doing that, and Dennis was creating a distraction, the gentleman that was with them allegedly, according to the store owner, stole a $2,500 crystal, sculpture, put it on a dolly that they got. They went out of the store and went next door to the store to get the dolly. Brought it back into the yoga studio to put the crystal on it. The man ended up dropping it, a $2,500, piece. They ended up walking out of the store, Dennis, the 2 women and the men. They say they got $500 worth of clothes, according to the owner, and the crystal $2,500. The owner said that Dennis came back the next day drunk. This is according to the owner and what he told the Bureau. came back the next day drunk to apologize. Dennis was claiming, Dennis was also with a woman. The owner claimed to the Bureau that the woman that Dennis was with was actually wearing one of the outfits that she stole from the store. Listen, Dennis is denying everything. Dennis is claiming that he wasn't drunk. There's a claim that the staff told them that they could take a couple of things, like, oh, Dennis, take a couple of things. He said, are we gonna show that footage of Dennis on the Action News?
Yeah.
Well, I think that we should show that because that really just shows. All right, I've got an opinion on Dennis Rodman. I'm gonna share it with you, but first we have to look at that. Basically, he's saying, though, that the store is just looking for exposure, and that's why they are accusing him of being a shoplifter. It didn't help his case, Dennis. It didn't help his own case when he spoke to the local news. Take a look.
Apologize to me. I didn't do anything. The one thing that the owner said, Alan, he said, Dennis, get anything you want. I said, okay, great. The Christian did one thing. He broke it. That's the guy that broke it right there. Really? That's the guy that broke it right there. See? See how it was? I didn't do.
So that is you dropping the crystal.
No comment.
They're very, very cruel. This is a man who hasn't been well in my mind for a long time. His only friend is Kim Jong-un. And whoever wants fame or whoever is living that life. And what kind of life is that? I don't know. Dennis, I feel bad for Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman used to have it all. As a matter of fact, I'll even give him a pass that he was the basketball player who introduced sports to the other side of weirdness. Now you have Dwayne Wade dresses in tight clothes and the colorful socks and stuff like that. I mean, there are players who are out of the closet, players who are in the closet, but we secretly know you're out. There are players who get all the piercings. Remember back in the day when Dennis's tattoos were being seen as gross and kind of disrespectful to an American sport? Now everyone's doing it, so I'm gonna give him that. He used to be cool and edgy and weird in a way when we'd squint. Remember he wore the wedding dress and married himself? I mean, you don't want your man to do it, but in a weird kind of way. Didn't we all laugh with him as opposed to laugh at him? He was married to Carmen Electra, right? He was special friends with Madonna, right? I mean, he was a regular on Howard Stern, for those of us who are fans of Howard, which, by the way, Howard, I read the article with you on the cover of Hollywood Reporter, and I saw that you mentioned me and that you apologized. Howard, you know what? If you never apologized to me ever in your life, you would still be one of the most influential people shaping my career. You and Oprah, and that's it. That's it. And the idea that you apologized and you went on the air, went on the air and ripped me a new one for no damn reason because I knew I was right. And then in this article in Hollywood Reporter, he goes on to say, that he loves me. I forget how he put it, but it was a thick article. He said he loves me. I might have seen something in him that maybe he didn't see or something like that, and that he's kind of embarrassed by ripping me on the air, so he's pulled that from the archives. You will never hear that on repeats. Yeah. Oh, you know that, Suzanne?
Read it.
Oh, you read the article?
I read the whole article. It was great.
Yeah.
I found it really interesting. Yeah, that you'll never be able to hear that rant again. That was really nice.
Like, I love him.
He's.
And my heart was so broken when he was fighting with me because I wasn't fighting with him.
Exactly. You didn't mean to upset him. Exactly.
Oh, Howard. Anyway, this is not about you. Back to Dennis. Okay. But he used to be a regular on Howard, and we'd hear Dennis talk that talk. I have to tell you something. I equate my sadness with Dennis Rodman the same way I equate the sadness that I have for DMX. Think about it. Squint in your mind. They're almost the same person in terms of their, you can't control them. You can only watch them implode. I don't know what is going to happen with Dennis. He's on parole, which means he could face jail time for this if he allegedly was part of this caper. But he's denying it. And we'll be watching this story. By the way, today, Dennis, happy 58th birthday. He's currently on parole, by the way, that's a DUI. What's his net worth? Celebrity net worth?
It was like $500,000.
$500,000. I mean, that's a lot to everybody, but Dennis, that's poor.
Yeah, for Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. For Dennis Rodman. So the Spice Girls are finally doing this tour. We've been talking about it for so long. Yeah. The reunion tour is kicking off on May 24th. All the girls are going to be involved, except for, as I was telling you, Posh Spice, who's now gone on and married a Beckham, and is, I guess, too posh to tour with the girls. Fine. The tickets, I'm sure people will still go and see the rest of the girls. You know, we can take 4 Spices, we just can't take 3. So there's 4 are going on. All the girls are wearing their iconic costumes, and judging from their present-day physiques, they've kept themselves in shape, they can do that. Everyone's wearing their costumes except for Ginger Spice, who's married to a uber rich man. He's very wealthy. She's got a 12-year-old son from a previous marriage and a little tiny girl from her wealthy husband. As a matter of fact, he's the head of something that we know. He's he's the king of auto racing. Say. So between her Spice Girls money and his auto racing money and her children, she's become a suburban housewife. There she is. Well, reportedly, Ginger doesn't want her boobs out, and she wants to be more age appropriate as far as her clothing on the tour. She wants to look like, as she put it, a classic, middle class classic housewife. Well, don't we all? But there's something called having fun. You know? I mean, you're a very sophisticated woman in the blue sweater and in the front row with the glasses right next to Norman. I saw you with your cheeky smile. That's right, every once in a while a girl wants to have fun with her clothing, right? Yes. Don't you want to see Ginger Spice dressed like this?
Yes.
Yeah. That. Ginger, I'm gonna tell you something. Your fans are paying to see all of you all in your iconic costumes as an iconic group, and you do need to be a part. You can't come out there in a civilized Donna Karan dress. You know, she can't. And there's gotta be some middle ground, like, Ginger, if you don't, no, come on, Ginger. Now, come on. This, as a matter of fact, this is an insult to the housewife. Oh, this is very nice, but where are you going? It's not parent-teacher conference. It's time to spice up your... Oh, that's fabulous, though. Oh, yeah. That's fabulous. But you can't dress like that at the Spice Girls. So, Ginger, just find a pair of scissors and figure out a way to cut something and get out there. The Spice Girls kick off their tour again, May 24th in Dublin. Shout out to my sister, Wanda. I gotta tell you something. Of late, like, we had been going through a lot of, you know how you go with your sister, you fight and you don't fight. I have to tell you something. I had the best phone weekend on my sister. We talked on the phone last night for 2 hours and 37 minutes and still had more conversation to go. And so she said, well, we can finish it. How about I come up to see you this weekend? She's flying in on a broom. We're in a good space. We get along. We get along. Sisters. I'm talking about Lil Wayne. Right. So, you know, he canceled this performance that he had. He was the headliner kicking off, headliner on this big tour. You know, that Rolling Loud tour? It was in Miami this weekend. It's a hip hop festival, Saturday night. Everybody was there, thousands of people, and all the hottest acts to perform. Well, of course, the police were there. And the police wanted to go through their mandatory security check on Lil Wayne, but he refused. Lil Wayne refused to go through security check, so 2 hours before he was supposed to hit the stage, he tweeted, "I'm sorry, but I won't be performing. I will never settle for being policed to do my job." We were 50-50 in Hot Topics. You know, 50% of the room said, well, that's Lil Wayne. If he's headlining, why is he gonna go in there and shoot up the place and overdose on stage? You know, they're looking for drugs, they're looking for guns, they're looking for knives and things like that. And here's the thing. The world is a crazy place right now, and everybody has to be searched. You know, you get searched, Diana Ross gets searched, I get searched. Dionne Warwick gets searched and they find a little weed. Your child gets searched, you feel bad for that, but it's the way of the world. It's not you. If you just keep it in your mind, they're doing this to protect me. I'm not the bad guy, but the guy behind me might be the bad guy. I think this is sending bad messages to Lil Wayne's fans. I was one of the people who said, Wayne, you should have gotten searched and gotten on stage and done your job. My feeling is that you never know. Just because you're rich and just because you're famous and just because you have the world at your feet doesn't mean you don't have a tick that you want to be daring. You know what I'm saying? Look at Dennis Rodman. Look at Winona Ryder when she was shoplifting at Saks. You know? And this is not the first time Lil Wayne has done this. You know, in 2017, he refused to perform in South Carolina because he refused to go through a security check. Well, there was a point in Lil Wayne's career, and I forget the event, that they searched him, Wayne, and they didn't find anything on him, but they found guns and drugs on his people. And the authorities ended up blaming Lil Wayne for it, and that's when Wayne went to jail. So whether it's his people carrying the mess or whether it's him carrying the mess, how about you leave the mess back at your house just to be clear and perform and send a more positive messages to your fans, because they should search you. That, you know, I mean, I'm not on the fence with that either. I never feel bad getting searched. And normally when they know you, you know, they search you. I'm just like, they're like, Wendy, can I see your bag? I'm like, here. And then they whiz over it. They don't even do it thoroughly. I'm like, you don't want to look real hard? And they're like, go ahead, Wendy, go ahead. But they do it, and I let them do it. And I take my bag, and I start to scare her away. I said, you forgot the gun in my wig. No, but being searched is not a big deal, and you should not be offended by that, everybody. Just go along to get along, okay? I love you more. Madonna is going back on tour. I guess they're tired of hearing it. Madonna is going back on tour, everybody, but guess what? Don't expect to hear her classics. I know, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. You know what she says? She says, and she gives us a percentage, not 50%. She said at least 70% of the music is gonna be off her new album, Madam X. I'm staying home. I know all the words to Respect Yourself, Like a Virgin. Papa Don't Preach is one of my favorites. Crazy in Love makes me cry. Like, really? But the only thing that would make me still keep my tickets, and I don't have tickets, I'm not going. The only thing that would make me keep my tickets is because it's at a small venue. So even if she performs music that you don't know or care about, you get a chance to be up close and stare. Norman bought 4 tickets for $350 a piece. No, hold on. And he's still waiting for Madonna to approve whether his money's good enough. For more on that story, Norman, what?
It's true. She has some crazy policy right now where you just tell her how much you want to pay and how many tickets you want and what night, and then she'll let me know by Friday. It's true.
True love. Is she gonna do that?
Right.
Look, so are you still gonna go or now you really don't care?
I love her so much. I'll see her sing the new stuff.
Okay.
And it's fine.
And you'll tolerate the old
Yeah. And then maybe like she'll sprinkle in a Like a Virgin or a Vogue or something, borderline, like in the middle.
The guy who starred in the Vogue video was at the ball. I forgot his name. He's still Victor. I think
Was it Louis Extravaganza?
Louis!
Yeah.
Louis Extravaganza. Louis was doing it, okay? He's still flexible. He pulled his legs all the way up like Cirque du Soleil style. And we had a front row seat, so I saw everything. Popping out. Okay, so but she has to approve your $350 a ticket?
Yeah. Yeah.
Madonna, I know you watched the show. That is Normandy Baker. Please approve his ticket so he can come back and talk about your show. And, okay? So there's a new baby in the world. Kim and Kanye, you heard about it. They had their fourth child via surrogate on Friday. A little boy. We don't know the boy's name, but congratulations to Kim and Kanye. I wonder if this is gonna be it. You know, because once you get a surrogate, then, you know, all bets are off. A lot of times people don't, you know, women, we don't wanna have more kids because we don't wanna stretch our bodies out anymore. We're done, our vaginas hurt, whatever. But when you get yourself a good surrogate, and if you have enough money, all bets are off. You might as well birth a team. Congratulations to Kim and Kanye, and thank you guys for tuning in today. We're gonna give you more great show. Up next, we got the inside scoop on the latest drama with Britney Spears. So grab a snack and come on down.